I think you guys are sucking Larry's dick a little bit. But that Larry looked fucking amazing in Arizona. I'm gonna bust that fucking wrist back again whenever I get the chance.
Larry versus Brandon rematch coming.
Just give me a little bit of time.
Brandon's also a lot lighter. Brandon's also a lot leaner right now. You know what I mean? And Larry's just as jacked as he's ever been. He's probably a little bit down in weight from what he was, but he's still solid as ever. So I don't think right now, like in a month or two, that'd be a fair fight. But I think Branding, bulking back up, or maybe TRT, and like say December, January, I think that'd be an awesome match.
I think closer. I think January, February makes more sense. I just started TRT last week. I've already put on 10 pounds, and I was running at 109 nanograms per deciliter for those of you guys that know blood work. So for the last year, I felt like a female basically. But it's back to the training, like I said, 3 days a week or 3 times a day, 5 to 6 days a week. But I agree with that. I think that people are sucking Larry's balls a little too hard. Larry looks amazing in terms of like. Well, I mean, okay. Well, maybe I need to suck his balls a little harder too, because if Sandris wasn't in from Latnia at that big event in Phoenix, Larry would have got first place. There's no question about it. So,
and I gotta say, beating Tony Tomlinson pretty dominantly on the left and still beating him on the right that's no small task.
You got to remember, we are on a public show, and I got to make sure I fucking keep some beef on my side. I think you guys are sucking Larry's dick a little bit. But that Larry looked fucking amazing in Arizona. I'm gonna bust that fucking wrist back again whenever I get the chance.
Larry versus Brandon rematch coming.
Just give me a little bit of time.
I think I'm the one guy besides you, Tom, that's felt everybody's hand. And Brandon, you were lanes ahead of me, but I can tell you, like, as of recently, the Larry that lost to you, like at the time when you guys wrestled, would have got annihilated by Tony. So when we're talking about comparable matches, people don't understand the amount of level up that takes in a year and a half to go from getting beat pretty handily by you to beating Tony. Beating Tony left-handed is a pretty big deal considering where Brandon was when he lost to you. I mean, not Brandon, but where he was.
We're talking about right hand. Robert, what happened when I pulled Tony last time? You were there at my house in the backyard.
At practice over there.
Practice wins matter, dog.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, going through it. Going through them. Power for power. That was back though. So this is the other thing too. That's back when you were like pretty peaked up too. Like you weren't just down. Like right now, you've lost a lot of power and weight and everything. I mean, everybody, that happens to anyone that loses weight. It's just the nature of the beast. But it's not like you've lost any of the fundamentals or anything like that. You just gotta, add back, pretty much what you lost.
Right. Keep in mind, this is the thing. I've lost a ton of muscle strength. Okay. I lost muscular strength. That comes and goes very quickly. Tendon strength and ligament strength, the things I've been working on consistently nonstop ever since I've been in the sport. So,
I'm going to use your own word,
grip.
though, Brandon.
There's been a lot of people. One more time.
I agree with you 100%, but I think the one thing that even you would say, and I'm not jock riding Larry. I mean, we're all equals on this fucking show. The one thing I would say though is there's a big difference between, and granted, Tony could have had a good day, you could have had a good day. We don't know what level someone's at in practice or after pulls, but what I do know is it was a much more polished Larry that beat him in a tournament. We're not talking after pulls, we're not talking practice. Granted, and I'm not taking nothing away from you beating Tony.
I'm talking about practice. I'm talking
about Tony. Tony lost to Larry in a match. So I would have to take, if I had to view the 2 wins, I would have to give the nod to Tony beating him left-handed in a tournament versus you demolishing him during practice, because at practice, we don't know how beat up he was. We don't know how peaked you were.
No, 100%. I'm just talking shit. That's like the whole point of arm wrestling. And well, just keep in mind, when me and Larry were both amateurs, and he had a year experience on me at that point. I would say I'm still an amateur. I would say Larry could be considered not, because he's been way more active this last year than I have. But again, my lanes have gotten stronger. I've added new moves to the arsenal. My hand is 3-4 times stronger than it was when I pulled Larry, which I'm sure his is too. But again, you know, you guys suck his dick. I'm gonna talk my shit. It is what it is.